Good morning. Thank you for joining me for another 5 good minutes with the Word. I'm Barry Bryson, and we're continuing our study of the suffering servant passage, and we're in Isaiah chapter 54. We're going to finish chapter 54 today. We're going to read verses 11 through 17. We are in the final section, and we are celebrating God. God is promising us. God is talking to us and telling us how good it is going to be in the Messianic age, and the kind of God He's going to be for us, and how that will not change. How He loves us, and He'll do everything to hold on to us, which is not to say He takes from us our free will. We'll learn that in the next chapter. We have the choice to seek the Lord while He may be found, or to not seek the Lord. And if you think there's not judgment in Isaiah, read the last verses of the last chapter, or read on beyond the suffering servant passage to chapter 56, verse 9. But we have choices to make. God Himself is not going to collect His people and send them into captivity anymore. He's holding on to us. No one can take us out of His hand but ourselves, with the choices that we ourselves make. And so He's saying that to us in chapter 54. He's saying, you thought I blessed you before, I'll bless you even more so now. You sinned and severed our covenant, but I'm loving you and I'm bringing you back. And you won't even have to remember your shame because I love you, and that's not going to change. It's like in the days of Noah. When I received the sacrifice of Noah, I understood that that you're going to be this way, but I'm not going to destroy the earth again. Well, now that I've received the sacrifice of the Messiah, things are going to change. I haven't changed, but the situation has changed. And now the price has been paid for all sin. And now I can unabashedly love you as your own God and just hold on to you if you will hold on to me. And that's what he said to us through verse 10. I love verses 11 through 17. As we read them, well, I won't tip my hat. I'm not wearing one anyway. But I won't spoil. I won't give you any spoilers. But think of there are a couple of future things that this calls to mind. One in particular, for readers of the Bible, and another for students of archaeology. But they're both to happen yet in the future. Let's read verses 11 through 17. When I say future, I mean their future. One of them is yet to happen in our future. O afflicted one, storm-tossed, not comforted, look, I will set stones in antimony or turquoise, could be either one, and your foundations I will lay with sapphires or perhaps lapis lazuli. And moreover, I will make your battlements of rubies, your gates of crystal, your entire wall of precious stones, and your sons will be taught of the Lord, and the well-being of your sons will be great. In righteousness you will be established. You will be far from oppression, for you will not be afraid, and from terror it will not come near to you. If anyone fiercely assails you, it will not be from me. Whoever assails you will fall because of you. Behold, I myself have created the smith who blows the fire of coals and brings out a weapon for its work. I have created the destroyer to ruin. No weapon that is formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that accuses you in judgment will condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their vindication is from me, declares the Lord. So there is this restatement of the promise that I am going to hold you in my hand, and I'm not going to throw up your past in your face. I'm just going to love you and hold on to you if you will hold on to me. He says, if you are oppressed, it's not going to be from me. That's an important line, because there will continue to be opposition to God's people, won't there? And oppression of God's people. Did God's people cease suffering physically, emotionally, for their faith in this sinful world. No, it's part and parcel of our existence here. Jesus said, the world hates me, it's going to hate you. Paul said, everyone who seeks to lead a godly life will be persecuted. But that's not from God. That is not from him. And as he said at the beginning of the suffering servant passage, when you pass through the fire, I'll be there. The waters will not overwhelm you when you pass through them. And he's saying right now, when this happens, it's not going to succeed. No weapon that has been forged to do you harm is going to do you harm. It will not succeed. No tongue that accuses you will be able to achieve your condemnation if you hold on to me. Who is the accuser, by the way? There is one accuser in the Bible, back to Genesis chapter 3. It's the devil himself. His vocation and his delight is our demise. And God says, if you hold on to me, he doesn't have a leg to stand on. He has no case. I don't care how many sins he brings into the courtroom. If you are covered by my grace, they are done. They're gone. They do not exist. This is your inheritance, and this is the vindication that I'm offering to you. Did you, when you listen to when he called to so these images at the very beginning? Oh, afflicted one, storm tossed one, not comforted. It brings to mind the famous Four Ages of Man paintings by Thomas Cole, or at least the third one anyway. Where man in his maturity, the man on his spark of life, is just battered by the storms before he comes into the calm harbor, and is received into the bosom of Abraham, as it were, in the final painting. But so there's that. But I'll set your stones, your foundation stones, in antimony or perhaps turquoise. Lay your foundations in sapphires, or perhaps lapis lazuli. Make your battlements of rubies, your gates of crystal. Doesn't that recall the description of the holy city, the New Jerusalem, heaven itself, in Revelation chapter 1? Of course it does, because John in the Revelation is drawing these images and using them to describe the New Jerusalem, and Isaiah is looking forward to heaven itself in these passages. God is giving us, as it were, a brief glimpse of heaven in this passage. But there's something else that the children of Israel are going to see in a few decades. Or they're actually going to see it built. It won't be there when they go into Babylonian captivity, but it will be built during their Babylonian captivity. And that is the Gate of Ishtar. The Gate of Ishtar, built by Nebuchadnezzar II, the Nebuchadnezzar of the Bible. And you can look it up online. It's in a museum now, and I forgot where it is in a museum. It's not the British Museum like everything else from the ancient world. It's in the Middle East somewhere. But I'm gone completely blank. I'm sorry. You have a Google machine. You can look that up. Anyway, the gates of Ishtar, they're set in precious stones, gold leaf, painted the color of lapis lazuli. I'm sure that this is also a way to remind them, as they're being carried into captivity, or as they are in their captivity, that they can, almost the way Jesus on the cross can hear the words of the people sneering at him and be reminded of Psalm 22 and the ultimate victory he's going to achieve. They can see their captors build this edifice, and just in its splendor, it will remind them of the greater splendor that they will have with the Messiah. Okay, we're going to introduce the epilogue next time. Thank you for joining me, what is now nearly 10 minutes with the Word.